Alright, good morning, guys. Good evening, guys. How are you? Depending from where you are. So, today I'm just going to be doing a basic tutorial on how to create your basic uh, template or your basic skin. Someone asked me to do a skin record or a tutorial on how to make a template or how to make a skin. So, our main goal today, already I've made a template on, or I've made a tutorial on how to make a basic truck skin. So today is just going to be a basic trailer skin. First and foremost, we're going to require a few applications. Now within these apps, these are the ones that I mainly use. So we're going to use number one. I use something called Paint.net. Now this Paint.net is a bit more lighter version. It's not the same as your Photoshop. It will do the very same task as what Photoshop or Illustrator would do, but it's lightweight and it's easier to manipulate and work around with. Number two, we're going to use Paintjob Packer. Now, why Paintjob Packer? Because it still allows you to be able to do all your tasks. It still allows you to create your definition files, and most importantly, it helps you create dev files for a ton of trucks. I'm going to show you as to why Paintjob Packer later on when we get to use it. Lastly, when we are creating a skin, we need number three, which is the templates. Now these templates, they are for both truck and trailer, and you just need to download them. Currently when I'm recording this video, it's literally for 1.50, so which means that the templates that I'm currently getting, they are for all the trucks that are in existence until 1.50. If none, you can get it added manually, either using your mod studio or not. Now others might prefer not choosing Paintjob Packer, and then they get to use your mod studio, which will still do the job, but based on the way in which I've used Paintjob Packer, I will still choose Paintjob Packer over majority of mod studio. Mod studio, I mainly use it when I'm creating definition files for vehicles that do not exist within the game version, for example car templates. Now lastly, one thing that you definitely need are your images, because if you are going to be creating a template or a skin for a truck or a trailer, you definitely need your logos, you definitely need your images, and so forth. Having said that, let's start with the most important thing. Now I'll put all links to where you can download all these applications that I've just mentioned, except for the images, which you're going to be using your own. Now to get that done, how do we go about it? Now we're going to start with first important thing, which is your templates. Now I'm going to use my browser because this is where we get all our templates. Number one, which is, we just say ETS2 truck templates. Now it will be best for you to get the latest one, for example this complete pack of truck and trailer templates, which comes with both trucks, trailers that already exists within the game. And if you need other stuff, for example if you need for ATS templates, you get them here, and if you need for ETS templates, you get them here. Now all these templates are coming in at least 4K or 2K quality and so forth, so you are actually being given them at a higher quality. Now all you just need to do is click download, and it will send you to this link. Then you download this template pack. Now as you can see, the last update was for 1.48, because there is no newer version of a truck except the Renault electric one that was released, but literally everything else is in existence. So you just go ahead and download, and for me I already have them, which I'm just going to locate them as to where they are within my drive. Alright, so mine are for 1.47, you can use the one for 1.48, still the same thing. So as you open this file, after extracting it, you'll realize that there is every truck and trailer that SCS has developed and produced. Now for us today, we're literally going to be dealing with a trailer. I'm not touching on trucks. I'll put a link in the video description on how to do a truck as well. but we're just dealing with a trailer. So either it's going to be a food trailer, a fuel, a gas, a livestock, a silo, whatever you want. Now, I for myself, I love the SCS box trailer, which is this one. Now when you open it, you get to see things like this. Now the main reason why I'm dealing with this is because someone asked if I could do it for a B double, because they love B double trailers. Now when you get to open your B double trailers, you get the B double, which is your kit insider B double, your kit insider double, and your kit insider long. Now these three, they all contribute to a B double trailer, whether you're going to start with a smaller trailer, which is your 6 meter and a 12 meter, or you're going to start with a 12 meter and a 6 meter. And this is the very same thing for your dry freight, which is pretty much your fridge trailers. So because I mentioned that I'm going to be using different applications, after getting your templates, you need your Paintjob, your paint.net. Now on my browser, you can just say get paint.net, which will send you directly to the website. Mind you, this is a free application. You can get it for free on this website. You just make sure that you download this application. Now already I have it, so I don't need to download it. So how do we then get to understand our templates? Now when you get your template, you get to open it in paint.net. This will allow you to be able to see as to which side this trailer is. Now I'm going to open all three, then you will see the difference. Now as you can see, this is what is happening. First is you've got this 12 meter, which is the long one, 6 meter, which is short, and another 6 meter, which is short. Now they are going to be the same as I mentioned earlier, pretty much the same in as much as the B double and the kit insider B double might look differently. Now exactly which part of the trailer are we referring to? I'll start with this B double. First and foremost, because I do not want to mess around on my template, I create a new layer by clicking on this positive sign, which will create a layer 2. If you want, you could actually just take this layer and maybe rename it or whatever it is. Now this will allow you to work on top of this background image, which is your main image. Now I'm just going to put some text so that you'll be able to understand which part of the trailer this is. Now text, font, alright, let me see if I can get a color. Alright, my color icon. Now I don't want to write it in black, so let me get it in red on my text. So this is the back. Alright, that font is still too small, so let me increase the font to, let's say, 80. Alright, so this is the back of the trailer. This is the left hand side. This is the right hand side. Is it? So that's the back. Sorry, this is the right hand side of the trailer. So right hand side, left hand side, and front of the trailer where you get your connecting cables. And this is the what? This is the top. Now, having mentioned that these are the back, the front, the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything, copy it, and because it is the same with this B double, I'm just going to create a new layer and paste it on top so that you just have an understanding of which part of the trailer you are customizing. And lastly, which is the big trailer. Big trailer, same concept. My text, back, right, then left, then what? Let me put it all somewhere over here. Front and top, right? So this will help you understand as to which side of the trailer you're customizing. Now, I'll keep on mentioning the way you are customizing your B double and your curtain sider double is going to be the same because it's literally almost similar and equidistant as well. This is the longest trailer or the big trailer, so you don't customize it the same way. Now, having said that, so say we are customizing our trailer, what's the other thing that we need? On our list, we mentioned images. So depending on the images that you want to put on your trailer, the logos and everything that you would need, it'll be best that you download. Now, for me, I like my images in HD. So let's just say HD nature pictures. Alright, so you just get to see many different images that you see and you get to pick one that you love. But as you get to pick the images that you love, there is a catch that I want you guys to understand. Now, these images are all good, they are all beautiful, but you have to use something that blends in with your skin, to be more precise, with your truck or with your trailer. So you can keep on viewing more images until you find what you need. If you want nature, if you don't want nature, you can use animals, or you can say, for me, I would say African animals, something like this. As you can see, oh, these are beautiful. Now, I like this image, but as I like this image, first and foremost, I have to hover over this image, and if you take note also here, it gives you dimensions of this image. This is 4110 times 2287. This means that this image is in what you call 4K quality. So I'm just going to download it, and it's already in JPEG. It's going under my downloads. And say I don't want that one, maybe I want a different one. I start looking and I start finding as to which one is going to be best, but also playing a role with what? With my dimensions, because the dimensions will determine how good you can stretch a specific image. If you cannot really spread a specific image, then you are going to always have a problem. Now, I like this. It's long, 1.5, so save the image again. It's a JPEG. This is nice, but I might have to remove the statement. It's not as long as I want it to be, but it's okay. So you're just choosing images based on what you like and what you think is going to be best for your skin. So after doing that, say we've got all our images, I'm going to come back again to my Paintjob Packer. Now, at this point in time, I'll just open, highlight them, then add them. Now, I have my 3 templates open. I have my 2 images. Now, I like this image, but how am I going to use this image? I'm going to use this image in such a way that it is going to be almost 3/4 of it on the big trailer and the other maybe quarter on the small trailer. Now, how do I go about it? I will just highlight, maybe say to somewhere, let's see, let me say to somewhere here, like this. So I will highlight and then I'll press my Ctrl C to copy it, not to cut it. If I cut it, it will do this. Then I come back over here. Now, because I don't want to also mess on where I highlighted that this is my left hand side, right hand side, I will add a new layer over here. Having done that, take my image, then I stretch it on my template. So you just stretch it enough that it won't give you a problem. Take the very same image, Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy and paste it. Then I do the same thing for my what? Left hand side of the trailer. Right? Let's say we are done for now. Then we come back again to the remaining piece or to the remaining portion. We highlight it. We Ctrl C, copy it. Then we bring this onto the small trailers. New layer as always. I do this. Control C, Control V for the other side of the trailer. Then say I'm done. Usually I don't like coloring the top of my trailer, so I just leave it as it is. Now, what do you think we should put at the back? Already I'm using African animals, so I come back here, I'll look for a picture of, let me say, a bunch of African animals, something like this. Now this is not really in good quality, so as you can see the dimensions are quite small. I have to look for something that is a bit big. I wait for it to load. Yes, something like this. We save the image. We go back to our Paintjob Packer. We open our image, which is this one. Then I'm just going to Control A to highlight everything, Control C to copy, and then obviously I'm going to paste it over here. Now remember, this is the back of our trailer, so this is what is going to be appearing at the back of the trailer. Now, having done that, I've copied my front, my back, my left and my right. I don't really care about the front and the top. So because I still want to use the very same layer for the next other side, Control A to highlight everything, Control C to copy. I add a new layer on the last B double side, then Control V. Now it has just done the very same thing on this layer as it did on this other layer. Now after doing that, it is always going to be best that we make sure that we don't mess around with our templates, because you might want to do multiple skins, 15, 16 different types of version of skins. So you have to make sure that this layers page, you don't mess around with it. The only way to do that is to untick the background. For each and every template, you untick the background. That is more sort of like you are removing what is on the background. Now, because I also don't want my left hand side, my right hand side, my top, I'll also what? Untick it, leaving me with what I've just created, which is my skin. Now, as always, you flatten. To flatten is to combine the layers to become one image. Never forget to do that. You flatten your images, because if you don't flatten your images, chances are high you are going to mess up with your skin. So I've flattened all my 3 images, which means I no longer need to use this image. I can just don't save, which is because I don't want to delete or disturb it. Same as this, same as this. I only remain with these 3. Now currently, oh, I made a mistake over here. I'm not supposed to actually untick until I finish pasting the back as well. Sorry, let me reopen that image for the back. I highlight it and I paste it for the back of my trailer, bearing in mind where my trailer starts to where it ends. I don't want to overlap it too much, but I also do not want to underlap it. Something like that. Yes. Then I can remove my what? My template, and I can flatten it. Now currently we don't have a default skin color, so we can choose whatever color that you want, and by so doing, that color is going to become the background color of your trailer if you don't have anything. So for me to add a background color, I add a new layer for each and every template that I'm working on. After adding a new layer, I take my background to go onto the top so that I don't affect the main color when I add my template. Now it's time to pick a color. Now for me, because I just want to pick a color that is going to fill everything on my trailer, I'll come to photo bucket. Then let me just say I pick something greenish. Yeah, green. So that because my background layer, which is this one, is at the bottom, if I add this, it automatically blends everything on top at the back. It becomes green. So I make sure I'm highlighting on my color, that on my layer that I want to what color, make it green. Layer that I want to color, make it green. After doing that, again you flatten it. Image, you flatten, image, you flatten. Now you have got one image without you having to affect your templates that you downloaded or anything else. Now here is a catch. After doing this, we can practically say we are 90% done of whatever we were doing. But then how do we then go about it? Now we come to our third item that we mentioned, or our last item that we mentioned, which is your Paintjob Packer. Now already I have Paintjob Packer installed, but if you don't have, all you just have to do is come onto your browser, type in Paintjob Packer. Sorry about that, I searched it a couple of times before. So Paintjob Packer, I search it. You can get it here on Casmania, or you can get it here, or you can get it on what? On GitHub. Whichever link that you're going to use, it is going to be the same. I just prefer you just download it, or you download the Windows exe file, which has been tested on Windows 7, Windows 10 and 11, meaning that Windows 7 is not supported, Windows 8 is not supported. It even gives you a chance to download templates in 4K quality. If you're using Linux, it will tell you how to go about it. If you're using a Mac OS, it will tell you that it is no longer available for what? For Mac OS due to some reasons. So all you just need to do is get here, get the Windows exe. It will make you download the item, which is a zip file. After downloading it, you extract and install it, and you will get this application. Now when you get this application, I told you earlier that I was going to tell you why I love it. Paintjob Packer is a very dope application because it creates your dev files easier for you. How do you go about it? You get your Paintjob Packer. Next, you get to choose which game were you creating the skins for. Was it for American Truck or European Truck? So for us, we were doing for ETS2. You click your ETS2, you click next. Now it is also going to ask you, were you doing a single paint job, which is for one vehicle, or it's for multiple what? Vehicles. Now for VTCs, you would definitely have to use your what? Your paint job, which is a Paintjob pack, because it will create dev files for all your truck VTCs, for all your VTC trucks. And for single jobs, it's only for a single item, which means you will have multiple files. For my VTC, which is SFG, I always use this, which allows me to create dev files for all of the items using one name. Next, you continue. It will tell you name. Say you're creating your VTC name, so let's just say SFG VTC skin pack. It gives you the version, or you give it a version. Alright, I'm no longer creating for version 1, it's 7.5, whatever number that you will have what come up with, the choice is yours. Now you specify who created this. Now this is my name, Ghost Inc. Let me just use small letters. Ghost Inc. Gaming. Now what name are people going to find this in job? So let's just call it SFG Nature. How much are people going to be buying it? It's going to be very cheap, which is 10. If you want to specify as to which level it opens at, you untick here, then it will give you a choice to say, alright, if the user is below level maybe 15, they won't be able to use this paint job. But by default, I leave it unlocked. Is it going to have a basic name? So I'm just going to say SFG Nature as well, which is an internal name, and this one has to be small letters, by the way. SFG Nature. Now, which cabins are supported? It now comes to another point that I want to come to mention to you. Now, when we create this template, or when we get this template, especially for trucks, I'm just going to go to the Volvo FH. The Volvo FH comes with the 8x4, the cabin extra large, the big cabin, and the sleeper, which is the smaller cabin. So Paintjob Packer will ask you, which cabin are you making it for. At this point, if you say largest cabin only, it is going to come and choose for the what? Extra large. Now for me, what I mainly do is I make sure that I say all cabins, and I make sure that it does not split one per what? Per truck. Meaning that the same template that is going to be used for a sleeper is going to be used for an extra large. So I don't split. When you split it, it becomes bigger and the file becomes larger as well. Now these are all the SCS trucks that exist. These are all the SCS trailers that exist. Now these are now mods that are also supported by Paintjob Packer. Now they'll even tell you who's the author of that mod. This is the DAF 95 ATI by XBX. This is one of my favorite versions of a truck, the DAF XF 105 by VAD and K. And you will see as to which truck you are creating for, or if you are into buses, which I am sometimes, it will tell you which buses are supported as well. Lastly, trailer mods. If you've got a trailer mod, it will also tell you, alright, this is the version for this is the trailer made by this specified mod author. Now some trailers and some trucks, especially truck mods and trailer mods, they do not correspond well with truck trailer mods. So your SCS truck, for example, the Renault should be Magnum, does not correspond properly with this Renault Magnum by Knox. So if you try and create a dev file for it, it will tell you that these vehicles are what? Incompatible with each other, because they use the very same definition file, so you cannot create two separate ones. So you just have to choose one. Usually I end up using the mod name because the mod will be able to work for both the mod and the original truck. So you just have to make sure that you understand the errors if an error pops up. Now we were creating for a trailer, which is our SCS box trailer. Now remember, we only did the curtain cider, not the dry freight. So curtain cider, then I'll click on generate. It will even tell you, can I create files on how you can upload your mod onto Steam Workshop? Yes or no, choice is yours. Then you click what? Generate. Now it will tell you where it's going to be installing the actual file, which is on my users Ghost Ink on my desktop. Then I'll click on generate. Now it says it doesn't have permission, so I will just make sure that I put it over here on downloads. Then I click generate. Your mod has been created and everything is fine. After that, we go back to my file manager, onto my documents or downloads, where we've got our file that was created. Now remember, we only created for the trailer, so you won't be able to see much. So you get onto your file, then inside your vehicle, trailers on, upgrade, paint job. This is where we are dealing with our files. Base color is the main color that you used, which is this one. So for me to keep it, I can just come with my color picker, click on it, then just click what? Save. Then I remove it. Now exactly where do these files that we manipulated go to? These files affect your number one, paint job images, which are your DDS images to be precise. So you've got your B double curtain cider, you've got your double curtain cider, and you've got the long curtain cider. Now please take note that I did not touch on side skirts, rear skirts, your front trailer, wind deflectors, and I did not touch on the dry freight because the concept is going to be the same. So this is for my, if you take a look at my name here, it says body curtain cider B double, body curtain cider, which is my B double. Just going to click on this, Control A, it highlights everything, Control C, it copies, then I come over here, then I paste it. When I paste it, because the image initially was small, I'll tell it to expand the canvas. Then I click over here, then I click on save. That's number one. And after that, I no longer need to use this, so I can remove it, or if I want to come back and manipulate it later, I leave it open. I do the same thing for the second image. which is this one, expand canvas, and I make sure that I save. Now before I do this one, let me show you something. Before you manipulate the DDS images here, all their sizes are 1 kilobytes. But after you manipulate, the size changes. As you can see, this is now 4000 kilobytes, 4000 kilobytes. Now let's see what happens to this one, which is the long one, after we manipulate it. Control A, Control C, and we expand canvas. Now we save, we minimize. As you can see, the size has also changed. Now how then do we make it a fully fleshed mod? We come back into where we are here. You can change this image if you want to put your your VTC logo or your company logo over here, so that when you get into your mod manager, this is what you get to see. So for us to do that, let me open this in paint.net. I'm just going to pick let me just say this part of the image, and I'm just going to paste it over here. Now I want to maintain the size, so I'm just going to resize this until it can fit over here, so that I don't affect how it looks. Yeah, even if it overlaps, something like this looks okay. I click on save. Now I can do the very same thing for this file that you find inside your dev vehicle. This is what you see when you get inside, not your dev, inside your UI, material, user interface, icon. This is the image that you get to see when you get inside your game. When you're picking your paint job, or when you're picking your item on your inside your trailer dealer or your skin dealer, when you're manipulating your skin. Alright, I've saved that. Now I can come back. How do we then pack it to become an SCS file? Now there are two ways. SCS will read both either a zip file or an SCS file. Now how I do it, I highlight everything, I right click, then I say use my WinRAR, add to archive, then I make it a zip. Now you can give it any name that you want. Now I'm going to say SFG NVTC, so that it has a different name. And because I don't want it to be a zip file, I remove the .zip and put .scs, so that it also becomes an SCS file, but still with zip. Then I finish it. As you can see, there is my file over here. Having done that, I can now cut it or copy it, cut it the same. Then I go paste it inside my documents, inside my mod folder in ETS2. There it is. Now next we are going to start our game, and we are going to see how our game is going to perform. So based on how the game is going to perform, it is going to determine how this game is going to be like. But by default, if you do not have a ton of mods that are causing errors on your platform, skins don't really have a problem or making your game crash. Now I already have something that I was playing on. Now what we're just going to do is I'm just going to add my mod over here, which is what we just created, and it should be the top on the list of our mods, which is this one over here. So we just double click it to make sure that it comes this side, which is to activate it. We confirm the changes, then we can load into our game. Hopefully it looks as good as we want it to be. Now please bear in mind, I was not driving a truck, I was literally driving a car, which is my last video that I posted. And this is a different map, or it's a different map profile that I was using. It's called Sable. Very dope map that we were using. The whole idea is just for us to have fun. Now, I was driving this vehicle, which I know majority of you would love, especially of this beautiful sound. But anyway, we are not there. What we are here is to test if our trailer is going to work perfectly. Now remember, we were doing a cat and cider, but a B double. First and foremost, we need to test the single one. We look for our skin, which is this one. There it is. And this is how the back looks. As I said, you can add any extra images if you need images, and as you can see, despite us not coloring anything, our trailer is still green. Now I'm going to remove it, put back the default color so that we can see how it looks. Alright, if we choose this one with a smaller trailer, how does our skin look? There it is. As you can see, you see our giraffe, which is a tail which ends here, or which cuts here and ends there, and still having the same background image for the back, and it is also still green like the main trailer. If you choose to use a B double, there you go. Whether the configuration is 2x2 XL, 3x3, the choice is literally yours. And even if you make it HTC, it will be something like that. Now you can get to use this, buy this, and so forth, depending on how you want and how you're going to be playing your game. But the whole game, or the whole scenario behind it, is us understanding how to manipulate a trailer, how to choose a trailer configuration, and so forth. If we choose the smallest trailer and our skin, it will still appear as something like that. Now, having said that, I hope we all enjoyed, and I hope you all going to learn how to do your skins for your VTCs. It's quite simple. It takes a little bit of time depending on your truck and your trailer, but this is how it's done. And thank you so much, guys. Hopefully we are going to be enjoying this together.